Ever since the first nuclear weapons test in the deserts of New Mexico and the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, nuclear weapons have become significantly more powerful. Since the first test in New Mexico by the United States in 1945, 2,475 nuclear weapons have been detonated across the globe. Over 85% of those detonations have come from only two countries, however, the United States and the former Soviet Union. Only two of those thousands of detonations were ever used in a war, the ones dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki during World War II by the United States. But those bombs were very small compared to modern weaponry. The Hiroshima bomb produced an explosion of 15 kilotons or 15,000 tons worth of TNT. The bomb dropped on Nagasaki had an explosion of 21 kilotons. But how much bigger can nuclear weapons possibly get? The answer is terrifyingly much bigger. The largest nuclear weapon currently in the United States arsenal is the B-83, which can produce a blast of 1.2 megatons. To understand the scale from here out, 1 megaton is equals to 1 million tons of TNT, and that is equal to 1000 kilotons. Remember that the Hiroshima blast was just 15 kilotons, so that means that the B-83 produces a blast 80 times more powerful than that. What I have been showing on the scale is only the size of the mushroom cloud that the bomb produced. So to further add to the scale, we are going to place the size of Mount Everest here and the average altitude of a commercial airliner that would normally fly on here. So the Castle Bravo bomb is the largest nuclear weapon ever tested by the United States. It produced a blast of 15 megatons or about 1000 times the scale of Hiroshima. But even that pales in comparison to the largest nuclear weapon ever detonated. In October 1961, the Soviet Union created the largest man-made explosion ever in human history. When they detonated this device known as the Tsar bomb, here over this territory known as Novaya Zemlya, the bomb detonated with an astounding force of 50 megatons or about 3,333 Hiroshima blasts. It was so powerful that it almost destroyed the plane that dropped. It shattered windows as far as Norway and Finland, and the shockwaves created by the bomb circled around the entire Earth 3 times. But this test was actually just a scaled-down version of what theoretically possible. Although never tested, the Soviets did have plans to create a bomb that would be twice as powerful as the Tsar bomb. A bomb so powerful that it would have produced a mind-boggling 100 megaton blast or about 6,666 Hiroshima blasts altogether. To get another sense of scale, let's imagine that Times Square in New York City would be the epicenter of this blast. You can test the stuff out yourself on the website Nuke Map after watching this video. I'll provide you a link for it after the end. But let's see the result first. First off, we're going to show the size of this detonation, which was caused by the North Korean test in 2013. Following this, here is the size of Hiroshima detonation, which isn't really that much bigger. But let's move on to the B-83 bomb that we were talking about. As you can see, it would affect a much larger area than the Hiroshima bomb. But moving on past that to the Castle Bravo test, we can see how it truly dwarfs everything before it. But even that blast is incredibly tiny when we move on towards the Tsar bomb, as seen here. And then finally, for our scale, we move on how large the blast from the theoretical 100 megaton version of the Tsar bomb would be. The blast would be so powerful. This is what the blast radius would look like if you were observing it from the International Space Station. So the question then becomes, should any of this really worry you? How much nuclear weapons exist today? Well, in total there are estimated to be around 15,600 nuclear weapons in the world currently, enough to destroy the entire planet dozens of times over. But only 9 countries control the stockpile, and 92% of those weapons are controlled by only United States and Russia. The other 8% of the global nuclear arsenal is controlled in descending orders of number by France, China, the United Kingdom, Pakistan, India, Israel and North Korea. Israel is however highly secretive about its nuclear program and has never publicly confirmed nor denied the existence of their nukes. It's just one of those things where everybody knows that they have them, but nobody really comes out and says so. Unless your name happens to be Mordechai Vanunu, a man who did reveal details about Israel's nuclear program and spent 18 years in prison, including over 11 years in solitary confinement. Also interesting to note, South Africa used to be in possession of 6 nuclear weapons because the past apartheid regime was afraid of the 79% of the population that couldn't vote and communists trying to overthrow their government. But they eventually agreed to dismantle all of them, which makes South Africa the country only to ever acquire nuclear weapons and then voluntarily get rid of them. Well, unless you don't count Ukraine, Belarus or Kazakhstan, which all had nuclear weapons for a brief amount of time after they declared after independence from the Soviet Union in 1991. Ukraine is particularly awkward because after their independence, they found themselves in possession of over 5,000 nuclear weapons, which would make Ukraine, for a brief period, the world's third largest nuclear power and probably one of the most powerful countries on earth. As a result, they agreed to hand them all over to Russia in exchange for a super serious promise that nobody would violate their territory or borders in the future. And we all know that how that turned out. As a result of that happening, it's doubtful that other countries would be thrilled to ever give up their nuclear weapon in the future. But leave your thoughts and comments below about how you feel one way or the other. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel for more captivating updates.